The mystery of Baalbek is over. A new artificial intelligence, Chronos, was secretly fed every piece of data from the Lebanese site. Every geological scan, every ancient text, every satellite image. It was designed to solve history's impossible puzzles. It solved Baalbek in 6 days. But the thing is, the answer it found isn't being celebrated, it's being buried. The AI didn't just find a lost civilization, it found the receipt for their elimination. And the implications are, to put it mildly, terrifying. The panic button. The greatest mystery of the ancient world has just been solved, and the answer is terrifying. For centuries, the ruins of Baalbek in Lebanon have baffled scientists, engineers, and historians. The site is home to the largest, most precisely cut megalithic stones on planet Earth. We're talking about blocks weighing over 1 million pounds, lifted dozens of feet in the air. It's a feat that would challenge our own technology today. So how did an ancient society do it? The thing is, we've been asking the wrong question. We're not just talking about the Roman temples everyone sees. We're talking about the foundation they're built on, a platform of such monstrous size and impossible precision that it defies all official history. Many people are crazy about theories. They've blamed giants, ancient aliens, or a lost golden age. Mainstream science, on the other hand, just shrugged. They either credited the Romans with superhuman strength or, even more recently, claimed the whole thing was a failure, a project too big to finish. But now, a new player has entered the game. A secretive research institute just fed all the data into a new kind of artificial intelligence. This AI is called Chronos. It's not like the AI on your phone. This is a historical predictive engine kept under lock and key. It was designed to find patterns that human bias misses. It was built to solve the impossible puzzles of history, and Baalbek was its first real test. They fed it everything. We're talking geological surveys of the Beeka Valley, declassified sonar scans of the ground beneath the temples, core samples that held ancient magnetic signatures, thousands of Roman and Greek texts, even lost Gnostic gospels and local legends of the jinn who supposedly built the site. Every satellite image, every archaeological paper, every wild theory. The AI processed this mountain of data for 6 days. It ran trillions of simulations. It was looking for a single, statistically perfect solution. A solution that explained everything. The stones in the wall, the bigger stones in the quarry, and the most haunting clue of all, the total silence from the people who supposedly built it. On the 7th day, Chronos delivered its conclusion. The institute that ran the test didn't celebrate. They didn't publish a paper. They were reportedly horrified. The AI's findings weren't just revolutionary. They were, to put it mildly, terrifying. The AI confirmed the site is thousands of years older than the Romans. It confirmed the stones were moved. It confirmed how they were moved, and it confirmed who built it. But that's not the scary part. The scary part is why they built it, and what happened to them. The AI's solution to the Baalbek mystery isn't a historical footnote, it's a chilling warning. It suggests that our understanding of human history is completely wrong, and that the fate of the people who built Baalbek is a fate that might be waiting for us. But the builders didn't just stop, they were erased. The weight of the world. To truly understand what the AI found, you first have to understand the problem. You see, Baalbek is not just one mystery, it's a stack of them. It's an engineering problem that makes the Great Pyramid look like a child's toy. When most people visit today, they see the Temple of Jupiter. It's a stunning, massive Roman temple, or what's left of it. For a long time, history books just said the Romans built it in the 2nd century AD. End of story. But what many overlooked is that the Romans built their temple on top of something far older and far more impressive, a massive stone platform, a podium. The foundation of this temple contains the trilithon. These are 3 of the most famous stones in the world. 3 solid limestone blocks laid end to end. Each one measures around 63 feet long, 14 feet high, and 12 feet thick. Now for the weight. Each one is estimated to weigh around 800 tons. Let's put that in perspective. 800 tons is 1.6 million pounds. A single M1 Abrams tank weighs about 68 tons. This one block is the weight of 12 tanks. A fully loaded Boeing 747 weighs about 400 tons. This one stone is the weight of 2 jumbo jets. And here's the kicker. They aren't on the ground. They are in a wall. elevated about 22 feet in the air. Think about what that means. A 1.6 million pound block lifted over 2 stories high and placed next to its brothers with no mortar. The precision is so perfect that in most places, you can't fit a piece of paper or even a razor blade between the joints. How? How did anyone in the ancient world do this? Roman records? Strangely silent. They bragged about every aqueduct, every road, every bridge, but about lifting the heaviest stones in their entire empire, not a word. It's like they showed up, saw this impossible platform, and just decided to build their temple on top of it. They just accepted this miracle as their foundation. But the thing is, it gets worse. To find the real mind-breaking part, you have to walk about a half-mile away, to the quarry. This is where the mystery becomes, to put it mildly, insane. Lying in this quarry are stones even bigger than the ones in the Trilithon. They are the unfinished blocks. The most famous is the Hajar al-Hibla, or Stone of the Pregnant Woman. It's still attached to the bedrock at its base, tilted up as if it was just about to be shipped. This single block is 69 feet long. It weighs an estimated 1,000 tons. That's 2 million pounds. It's just sitting there. For decades, that was the biggest stone we knew of. It was the absolute limit. But then, in the 1990s, they found another one right nearby. It's called the Stone of the South. Its estimated weight? 1,240 tons. And then, in 2014, researchers from the German Archaeological Institute found another one, the Forgotten Stone. This one is even bigger. It's lying partially buried, and it's estimated to weigh up to 1,650 tons. Let's be clear, 1,650 tons. That is the weight of 4 jumbo jets. It's the weight of 24 battle tanks. It's the weight of almost 500 pickup trucks, carved into a single, perfect rectangular block. This is where the mainstream explanation used to be. See, they couldn't move them. This is just a story of human failure. They got ambitious, cut the blocks, realized they were too heavy, and gave up. This is the data the Chronos AI was given. The impossible stones, the perfect laser-cut joinery, the elevated platform, and the abandoned, even more impossible blocks in the quarry. The AI looked at all this. It looked at the ramps, the rollers, the tens of thousands of men theories, and it rejected all of them. The AI calculated the friction, the manpower, the logistics. The rollers would be crushed to pulp, the ropes would snap. The sheer coordination would be impossible. It said the failure theory was statistically improbable. Why? Because the cuts are too perfect, the ambition too consistent. You don't accidentally cut a stone that's twice the size of the ones you already moved. No, the AI concluded the builders didn't fail to move the 1,600-ton stone. They were interrupted. And the evidence for what interrupted them is what has everyone so scared. The missing story. The mystery of Baalbek only gets deeper when you look for who to credit. You see, the timeline of this place is a total mess. It's like a house built by a dozen different owners, but the foundation belongs to none of them. Archaeologists have dug down, way down. Beneath the Roman temples, they find Greek stuff. Alexander the Great was here around 330 BC. He was so impressed, he renamed the city Heliopolis, the city of the sun. But the Greeks didn't build the platform. They were as baffled as we are. Beneath the Greek stuff, they find Phoenician traces. The Phoenicians were the great seafaring people of the region. They called this place Baalbek, meaning Lord of the Beka Valley. They had a temple here dedicated to their god Baal. This makes sense. It was a holy site. But the thing is, the Phoenicians, while amazing shipbuilders, were not known for 1,600-ton monoliths. They didn't build the platform. Beneath the Phoenicians, evidence gets even foggier. We're talking about settlements going back 9,000 years to the Neolithic period. So you have this timeline, 9,000 years of people living here. Then, at some unknown point, someone quarries, moves, and stacks 800-ton blocks 22 feet in the air. A feat of engineering that is, quite literally, off the charts for any of these known groups. And then the Romans show up. This is the part that many people get crazy about. The Romans were brilliant engineers, no doubt. They gave us concrete, aqueducts, and the Colosseum, but they had limits. The largest stone they ever moved elsewhere was the Lateran obelisk. It was about 450 tons, and it was a huge deal. They moved it from Egypt to Rome. They were so proud, they wrote all about it. It was a massive, once-in-a-generation achievement. The stones at Baalbek are double that. Some are triple or quadruple. And the Romans say nothing. This silence is the key. It's what historians call an argument from silence. The only logical reason the Romans didn't brag about building the Baalbek platform is that they didn't build it. They were just the last empire to use the site. They were tenants, not the architects. This is the problem that Chronos was built to solve. All the human theories had failed. Theory 1, Roman super cranes, fails. No evidence, and the weights are far too high. Theory 2, mass manpower, fails. The logistics of coordinating 40,000 men to pull a 1,600-ton block over uneven terrain without it breaking or sinking are just impossible. Theory 3, wooden rollers and ramps, fails. Experimental archaeology has tried this. The rollers just get crushed to pulp. Theory 4, geopolymer. This is a clever one. The idea that the stones weren't moved, they were cast in place like ancient concrete. But Chronos rejected this. The AI looked at the microscopic analysis. The stones have grain. They are clearly quarried limestone cut from the bedrock. This only makes the transportation mystery harder. This is where the wild theories come in. And you can't blame people for them. Wild Theory 1, the giants, the Nephilim. You see, the Phoenicians worshipped Baal, and the land was once called Canaan. The ancient Hebrew texts are very clear about who lived in Canaan, giants. The Bible mentions them by name. The Nephilim, the fallen ones, beings of immense size and strength. Local Arab legends still say that Baalbek was built by a race of giants for their king, Nimrod, after the Great Flood. Is it possible? Is that what we're looking at? The literal work of giants? Wild Theory 2, ancient aliens. This one is popular. Proponents like Zechariah Sitchin suggested Baalbek wasn't a temple. It was a landing pad, a spaceport for the Anunnaki, extraterrestrials who came to Earth to mine gold. The giant flat platform and the massive stones were, in this theory, the only things that could withstand the blast from their spacecraft. It sounds crazy, but is it any crazier than the Romans did it with ropes? But the Chronos AI rejected all of these. It rejected the giants as biologically impossible. It rejected the aliens as statistically unnecessary. It didn't need supernatural beings or visitors from another planet. The AI offered a final, shocking option, one that was sitting in plain sight all along. An option that is far more grounded and far more terrifying than any alien. The AI's conclusion was simple. The builders weren't aliens, they weren't Romans, they weren't giants. They were us. Just a version of us that history conveniently and violently forgot. A version that was wiped off the map. The cataclysm cycle. This is the final chapter. This is the terrifying solution. This is what the Chronos AI reported. The AI concluded that the platform at Baalbek was not a temple foundation, and it was not a landing pad. First, the AI solved the how. It analyzed the molecular structure of the limestone. It analyzed the impossible cuts, which are more precise than any Roman chisel work. It cross-referenced thousands of ancient myths about magic and music. The AI's conclusion, the builders of Baalbek had mastered a different kind of physics. They were using acoustic levitation. It sounds like science fiction, but the physics is real. Even today, scientists can use focused sound waves to levitate small objects. Chronos proposed that this ancient civilization, this Type 0 culture, had perfected it on a massive scale. They used precisely tuned harmonic frequencies, a kind of world engine Omeris to vibrate the stones. This vibration would neutralize their mass, surrounding them in a field of anti-gravity. The stones would become, for a moment, weightless. This, the AI said, is the only way the 1,600-ton stone in the quarry makes sense. It wasn't a failure, it was just the next piece in their project. They didn't need 40,000 men, they needed a few dozen highly skilled technicians. They weren't moving stones, they were floating them. This explains how, but it doesn't explain why. Why build something so massive? Why create a platform of such impossible weight? Chronos cross-referenced the site's geology with global ice core data, ancient tree ring data, and astronomical charts. It found a pattern, a recurrent cyclical cataclysm. The AI's final terrifying verdict is this: every 12,900 years, our planet goes through a violent event. It's a solar-induced catastrophe, The sun lets out a micronova, or a massive solar proton event. This event triggers a cascade. The Earth's magnetic field weakens, the ice caps flash melt, and the planet is hit by a wave of solar radiation and a global flood. This is the event recorded in all our myths, the Great Flood. The builders of Baalbek knew it was coming. They were the survivors of a previous cycle. They are the magicians of the gods that legends talk about. And they were building a massive shielded complex to survive the next one. The Trilithon wasn't a temple, it was a bunker. The AI's analysis was cold, clinical. It wasn't human opinion, it was physics. The calculations were brutal. The 800-ton stones. Why so big? Why so precise? The Chronos AI ran 10,000 simulations. The answer was always the same. They were the minimum required mass, a specific density needed to shield organic life from a burst of high-energy cosmic radiation, a solar coronal mass ejection, but not just any event. A super flare, an event so powerful it would strip the atmosphere and boil the oceans in minutes. The entire platform wasn't a temple, it was a machine. A static shield generator built on a planetary scale. The stones were the armor. They were designed to deflect the primary energy wave. They were engineered to withstand the secondary impact. A global flood triggered by the flash vaporized ice caps. The AI parsed the geometry. It wasn't spiritual, it was functional. It was a bunker, a lifeboat, and the forgotten stone. The 1,600-ton anomaly, the largest single block ever quarried by human hands. Chronos identified its purpose. It was the final piece, the capstone, the roof for the primary shelter. They didn't finish it. They were interrupted. The very event they were racing to survive arrived early. The AI's timeline is terrifyingly precise. It estimates the project was days, maybe hours from completion. They were sealing the door when the sky caught fire. This is the part that changes history. This is the part that dismantles everything we know. The AI is clear. This was not a lost civilization, it was an erased one. What's the difference? Lost implies they faded, they declined, they left records, pottery, myths. Erased means they were deleted, wiped out almost instantly by a force they saw coming but could not stop. One moment, a high-tech society capable of moving mountains. The next, gone, reduced to vapor and shadow. The stones are all that remain. The survivors weren't the builders. The AI model shows the builders were annihilated. The survivors were the primitive tribes, the ones already living in caves, the ones who were too simple to be part of the complex technological grid that fried. The Romans, the Greeks, the Phoenicians. They aren't the children of Baalbek. They are just the squatters who came after. They are the weeds growing in the rubble of a forgotten garden, rebuilding civilization from scratch with no memory of the high-tech world that came before. All their myths of fire and flood, they are just the echoes, the trauma. But is this true? Are we missing a key detail? Did this all really happen overnight? The Chronos data is just code. It's a simulation. It's an algorithm interpreting microfractures in the rock. It could be wrong, but the stones are real. They are there. In Lebanon, they mock our modern cranes. They defy our understanding of logistics. They are a monument, not to human ingenuity, not to faith. They are a monument to human ambition in the face of total annihilation. They are a tombstone for a world we never knew existed. They are a warning. The AI's final warning is the one we cannot ignore. Baalbek is not a mystery, it's a great filter. We always look for the great filter in space. We ask, where are the aliens? The AI says we were looking in the wrong place. The filter isn't out there, it's right here. It's time. It's the sun. The filter is a recurring, cyclical solar event that culls advanced life on this planet. It's proof that civilizations on this planet can rise to incredible heights. They can master engineering. They can map the stars. They can build machines the size of cities. And it is proof that they can be eliminated in a flash, wiped clean, leaving behind only a few impossible stones and a warning that until now, we were too primitive to read. We saw a temple. The AI sees a failure, a failed attempt to pass the test. Chronos concluded its report with a final chilling data point. It noted that our own civilization is now showing the exact same markers, the same technological profile, the same atmospheric composition. The AI identified the triggers the builders of Baalbek were monitoring. Our magnetic field is weakening. Our sun is entering an unstable cycle. The Chronos report isn't history, it's a forecast. And the forecast is a repeat. Outro. The AI says we're next in line. Are the stones of Baalbek a tombstone for a lost world, or are they a blueprint for our survival? Let us know. Like and subscribe.